Alright, and we're back with the terrible Black Line of Doom that I hate so much. That would make this review so much better. We beat Airman last time and Metal Man, and now we're gonna go to fight Bubble Man. One cool thing is when you select the enemy in this game, if you just want to have some fun, hold down any of the directions on the D-pad and push the A button. And all those stars in the background will turn into little flying birds. It's effing cute. Alright, so we started off Bubble Man's level. Now we got Metal Man's power, we might as well use it. The cool thing about Metal Man's power is this. It fires in all 8 directions. And you can use it quite liberally as well. Like killing these little flocks here. They can actually hit them on the ground. Although they are still quite a nuisance. When you get here, these platforms will fall out on you, so try to make it across here as quickly as you can. Sometimes you can make it across without them falling. If you do, you are indeed a game master. These guys, if you hit them with the metal blades, their shells come off. You don't need to kill anything in Mega Man. That's one of the great things about it. You can just keep going. It also doesn't have a time limit, so always be sure to take your time in a Mega Man game. Taking out a few more of these guys. And now you're going to be underwater, and the underwater mechanic is weird, because if you hold down the jump button all the way, you can jump all the way to your death and hit those spiky balls of death. So definitely keep that in mind. One shot from these blades will kill these shrimp, and then when we come up to this big fish, 3 blades to the antenna, and bam, it's gone. Now we get back to the real underwater platforming of it all. Just try to get really good with that jumping mechanic, and take your time here. These guys will come down, but you've got Metal Man's power, and he can shoot straight up. So take your time with it, and don't do anything silly by getting yourself killed on one of these spiky balls, because it's not worth it. Fancy jump down there. Shouldn't be anything too hard, especially if you've got some platforming ability. If you grew up with these kind of games like I did. Take out another one of the big fish. Jump up here. Take out another one. Oof, yeah, take your time with there. Don't get, when the crabs are coming down, don't overdo it by just running through there and end up getting knocked off the edge, off the ledge. Okay, so now we're gonna go fight Bubble Man. And all you'll need for this, Metal Man's power. All you'll need, 4 blades. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. That's all it takes. Easy schmeezy. So that was your easy boss. That was your break, if you will, before we get back into fighting the more intense bosses of the game. He gives you a bubble lead, which just drops bubbles down, injures enemies like Heatman. That would make sense. So now we're gonna go fight Heatman. Heatman's got a pretty tough level, kind of a tough boss too, but if you stick with it, you know, use your platforming skills to your advantage, you can get through this without too much problem. Since we have Metal Man's power, stick with Metal Man's power. Like I said, it's easily the most useful overall in the game, and it'll take out a lot of enemies in one shot. And the enemies that it can't take out, it just simply can't hurt in general. So take your time on this platforming part. These guys, it's not too hard, but if you fall in the lava, you will die instantly. When you get here, these little spring guys, they can only be killed by Bubble Man's power. But you can jump past the first one pretty easily. And the second one, I like to glitch them out. You know, it's fun. And then we come to these time platforms, which see a rhythm. They don't have too many of this in this game, in Mega Man 2. It's definitely a lot more prevalent in the later Mega Man games, but it's still something that's kind of annoying. And I'll show you the most annoying one of them coming up pretty soon here. It's all about figuring out the timing of it. I mean, once you figure that out, it's really not too difficult. Some of them, like that one in particular, are real easy. This one's kind of a pain, because you have to wait for it. You have to really wait for it and then just call it. It's all about the timing and anticipation. The TNA, if you will. Jump up here to dodge that little guy, and then comes this part. The timing. You have to jump up and to the right to get that. And that pretty much happens 3 times over. If you want to do that the absurdly hard way, go ahead. But if you want to do it the nice and easy way, take the rocket board. But it's important to note, do not get that 1-up. Otherwise, those blocks that appear will kill you, will knock you off your board and kill you when you try to get back on it. So switch to Mega Man's regular power for this part, because this is one of the hardest regular enemies in the game. These giant walkers just shoot like crazy. As crazy as can. The motorcycle guy will fall down with a shield. Wait for him to drop his shield. Another 5 hits will take him out. They can be pretty tough. I know they can. I've had a lot of hard times with them when I first started playing this game. But you'll run into more of those when we get to Flashman stage. But now we're up against Heat Man. Switch on to Bubble Man's power. And all you're going to need here, 3 bubbles. First he's going to throw some fire at you. Do a tiny jump in between them. Hit him with 1, and they'll shoot at you like a fireball. Drop down another bubble, and a 3rd bubble, and bam. You can do some damage to you, as you can see there. I did take almost a quarter of my health off with just 1 hit, so he can be hard to beat if you don't using Bubble Man's power, but really not too much of a challenge, especially if you're going through with this route and using fought Bubble Man first. You'll get equipped with Atomic Fire. And you'll, more importantly, get Item 1. Item 1 creates a small levitating platform that will slowly move upwards. It's very useful. I would say overall, the most useful, I guess you could say, robot powers in the game are Item 1 and Item 3, which aren't weapons at all. They're just easier ways to get through certain puzzles and areas of levels. Alright, so that's the end of part 2. When we come back, we'll take out a couple of more guys as we get closer to Wily's castle. We'll see you next time.